Hello, Panther families. It's Mr. Persons, your principal, back with a follow-up on last week's video regarding our return to school this fall. I wanted to share more details about what our comprehensive distance learning looks like, and then also answer some of the questions that you submitted on our website using the Google form. So thank you for using that. Please continue. We had about 20 questions submitted. Good start, and we'll continue to leave it up. If you have an individual question, we'll follow up with you directly. Questions that are best delivered to the whole school community, I'll answer them in videos like this. So thank you for that. First of all, the basics. We will begin next year in a comprehensive distance learning. That's for all students. Some of you, most of you, will come back to Claggett Creek to our comprehensive distance learning. And some of you have applied for the Online Edge program, the online school that will run online all year. Regardless of where you're going to school, we will be on a quarter system next year. And as you can see, the first quarter, the orange quarter, is from September 15th, which is our official return to school, and it runs to November 13th. We will continue with distance learning until the state and county metrics are met, both on the positivity rates and then also on our cases, the number of cases in both Marion and Polk County. We have to meet the target metrics for 3 consecutive weeks before we return. We have not met them yet. So as of right now, we haven't started on the 3 weeks needed to return to school in person beginning November 16th. But we'll continue to watch those. There is a dashboard posted on the school district website that gives a nice visual for this. So at Claggett Creek, both on distance learning and if we return to school in a hybrid model, students will be on alternating days between teacher-led or facilitated learning and applied or independent learning, with Mondays being utilized by staff for additional office hours, targeted outreach for students and families, and any other necessary supports. For the individual student, you will either access your teacher-led facilitated learning on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'll call that like the A cohort, or Wednesdays and Fridays. And so we have 2 different cohorts. Half of you will attend school on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or have direct instruction on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the other half on Wednesdays and Fridays. So what would that look like? This is a visual that shows what a typical week for teacher-led learning would look like for a student on the Tuesday-Thursday group or cohort. All 4 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you will have an advisory class. That's true for all students. So we take attendance at 9 o'clock. Your first period starts. Good start time for middle school, better than the earlier times. During that time, we'll make sure students are set up for the day, they're organized, they have a plan for their learning, whether that learning is going to be the 5 periods or whether it's during the non-teacher-led day, the applied learning days. We do have 5 periods here. We will take attendance for each of those 5 periods, and there will be direct instruction during that time and teacher-led learning during that time. The 4 of those 5 periods will be your core classes, and one of the periods is an elective class. Some of our electives are kind of double dosed, and you will take those electives for 2 out of the 4 quarters of the year. Those double electives are music, if you're in band, orchestra, or choir. Avid is offered 2 full quarters, and then also Spanish or world language. All of our other electives are offered on a quarterly basis. So for students who are accessing those electives, you'll be able to take 4 electives during the course of the school year, but at no time will you have more than 5 periods at a time. So in each quarter, you'll take 5 classes. This graphic just shows that if you're in the Wednesday, Friday cohort, your online teacher-led learning days of Wednesday and Friday will look just like the Tuesday, Thursday cohorts do. And again, we will take attendance for each of the 5 periods on your teacher-led learning days, and we'll take attendance for advisory every day. Classes will be about 60 minutes in length with scheduled breaks in between. We did schedule, as you see here, longer lunch period of 50 minutes, and the reason behind that is to provide you, the student, with time to get to Claggett Creek or your closest school to get your lunch without having to rush and try to get all the way to pick up a lunch and get back to your house and eat in 30 minutes. It's a little more reasonable time. On the applied or independent learning days, students will apply their learning from the teacher-led lessons and work on assignments independently on their own schedule. There will be teachers and adults available for on-demand or scheduled support from school staff during those days. Some of the questions that were submitted I wasn't able to answer during the slides. Such an example is, when do we collect our things from our lockers? So the school district has submitted to us some procedures, actually today, for all students to collect their belongings from their school. We are a construction school. You can see that picture of our cafeteria that was taken yesterday. You can see we're not done yet. Our science classrooms are also still under construction, mostly on the finishing stages, and our safety and security and systems as far as accessing the school, new keypads, things like that, impacted most of the school. That also is wrapping up, but it did push us back a little bit. So we will begin the process of returning students' belongings the week of September 14th. That, as you remember, is also the week where we start our in-person learning, the 15th, which is a Tuesday. And if you're wondering when you'll get your schedule, your actual schedule of classes, it will be the week prior to classes beginning, so the week of September 7th. The last thing I would ask you is please check our website. I'll continue to post out messages, but please continue to check our website. Information is changing very quickly, and we are updating our website and our Facebook page often. So for more details, please check that. We'll continue to push out information as well. This slide, as well as this video, will be posted. Thank you for your attention to this. We've been working all summer, and we'll continue to work over the next few weeks. Teachers have been coming together in work groups, planning both instruction and planning how to support our students. We're excited to return to teaching you, and as always, go Panthers.